Good evening, everyone. Good evening. You just heard that beautiful music. You should be a little more excited than that. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, let's go ahead and give a round of applause to our steel band performers. And Chantel, isn't her voice amazing? Heck yeah. All right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Ruth George. I am the manager of the Mayor's Youth Council. I'm also the manager of engagement and outreach for the Department of Youth Engagement and Employment. I'm trying to follow my remarks. I want to thank you for joining us tonight for the Mayor's Youth Council Youth Civic Awards. This event will highlight NYC's 2018-19 achievements and honor the success of youth across the city. So we appreciate all that are here this evening and celebrating the importance of just youth voice in government, youth voice in our city through civic engagement, and whatever platform suits you and allows you to do your best. So the Mayor's Youth Council connects youth to civic participation in government. Members are appointed by Mayor Walsh to connect, engage, and empower Boston's diverse youth population. Additionally, it increases voter participation from younger demographics, connects youth to city government, builds a youth network with youth leaders from across the city to educate, build relationships, network with leaders from across the city, about the importance of civic process and civic life, and encourages youth to prioritize social change and justice. So this is one of the reasons we've identified community-based organizations that are here today that are doing very similar work, that have youth that are similarly engaged, and we want to give you the platform in the evening to also acknowledge them too. I am so proud of the successes and the endeavors of the youth, and I feel honored to have been able to work so closely with these inspiring individuals on the council. I'd equally like to congratulate each youth honoree from community-based organizations that have joined us to unite their advocacy for youth empowerment. To our youth honorees, thank you for your ongoing hard work and commitment to your community and your peers. So I want to also acknowledge that we have multiple organizations that are here this evening, including Boston Spotlight, Center for Teen Empowerment, the Dorchester Eagles, Boston Private Industry Council, the Institute of Contemporary Art, Mattapan and Fitness Coalition, Youth in Crisis, and Mission Safe, all who have invited youth to be recognized tonight, and in addition to the many members of the council that will be acknowledged this evening. So let's go ahead and give all of our youth honorees a round of applause. I will now introduce the Director of our Department of Youth Engagement and Employment, Rashad Cope. Oh, I'm not done yet. Sorry about that. Rashad Cope. Since Rashad started as the director 2 years ago, he has been adamant about increasing the impact of youth voice in government, as well as providing access to equitable employment opportunities to young people in Boston. Director Cope has over 10 years of youth development experience and is a champion for youth citywide. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Director Rashad Cope.
Ruth, thank you very much for that introduction. And good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today? So good evening, council members, community-based partners, department staff, and city officials. I want to congratulate all of the youth leaders that are here today as we celebrate your service, your commitment, and your hard work. A special thank you to all of our council members for your participation as part of the Mayor's Youth Council for the 2018-2019 academic year. Your advocacy and personal investments in your schools and your neighborhoods is what makes you special. The impact of civic engagement is this. A study from Youth Action Net states that by actively working to address community challenges, kids and teens are creating changes within themselves. While the impact may be seen as external, we understand that you too are benefiting. It goes on to say that engaging in civic life is worthwhile for many reasons. It can build community, fulfill social needs, change policies, and ensure a healthy democracy. And studies suggest that civic engagement is also just generally good for people who are involved. So this is what we as adults see in each of you. and why today is such a special day to acknowledge you. Let me quickly just highlight some of the successes of our department this past year, and then I'll move on to introduce a very important person we have here with us today. So the Department of Youth Engagement and Employment, we oversee youth jobs across the city. Annually, we provide nearly 4,000 jobs to young people that live within the neighborhoods of Boston. This past year, we saw just about 6,500 young people register for our jobs, for the Mayor's Youth Jobs Program. Almost 4,000 of them were actually hired. We run a summer youth jobs program, and we also run a school year youth jobs program. 98.3% of our youth jobs participants found the youth jobs program to be beneficial for them. Our program has just over 180 community-based organizations, and we invest, well, the mayor, not we, the mayor invests just about $5.9 million in the youth jobs program across the city. Our work through the Mayor's Youth Council, we've increased youth voter participation citywide through the Youth Leads a Change program, which I'm pretty sure you'll hear a little bit more about, and invested over $6 million in capital projects through that program. Our work has been committed to connecting youth to city government through our monthly Mayor's Youth Council meetings, which many of you have the opportunity to participate in. And additionally, with our youth jobs program, we served 465 at-risk Boston youth by administering 120 career development workshops. So that's just a quick snapshot of some of the work that we do within our department and why that work is so important. These successes are valuable to you and are made possible by our staff. We want to applaud some of our staff who are here today, who are really instrumental in planning tonight's event, our Civic Awards event, as a platform to honor our youth from across the city. So just give our staff, you guys just put your hands up, just give them a nice round of applause. Thank you. But we know that none of this will be possible without our biggest youth advocate, Mayor Martin J. Walsh. Our mayor has been a lifelong champion of working people and a product of the city of Boston. Excuse me, that is my 15-year-old son calling me. As Boston's leader, Mayor Walsh's vision is and continues to be of a thriving, healthy, and innovative Boston, a city with equality and opportunity for all. As youth leaders, we know that you understand the value of a formal education, but also the power of civic engagement. Mayor Walsh supports these values and has been a significant supporter of our work. Lastly, at his 2019 State of the City address, Mayor Walsh stated that Boston offers a way forward. He also stated that the path forward must be built to build even more trust with community and even more opportunities for our young people and even stronger partnerships in our neighborhoods. He also stated that Boston is a community for every generation. So we know our mayor, he believes in the power of advocacy, voice, and community leadership. But even more significantly, he believes in the power of youth voice, youth advocacy, and youth leadership. So please join me in welcoming our mayor, Mayor Martin J. Walsh.
Thank you, Rashad, and thank you for the work you do in the city. He mentioned that, Rashad mentioned that I allocate the money. It's actually you, the people of Boston, and the family. So I want to thank you for your great work. I want to thank your staff. I want to thank Ruth, who does incredible work as well. Thank you, Ruth. To the whole department, all the staff that's here today and that couldn't be here tonight, thank you as well, because this work doesn't get done without all of you. To all the awardees tonight, congratulations to all the young people here tonight. Thank you for being here. Congratulations to you. To the Youth Council, congratulations to the Youth Council members that are here. And the aspiring Youth Council members that are here, thank you very much for being here tonight. To the performers, you were amazing. That was a beautiful song. And to everyone, the band and everyone here. I had a chance to, before we came inside, just to kind of go out and talk to different people and watching all the young people here today. And I've seen most of you before. And when I see young people, I think about the future of the city of Boston. And I think about where we're headed as a country, where we're headed as a city, and there's a lot of turmoil going on right now in the world. And I feel good about the city because as I walked around outside, I saw the diversity of the neighborhoods. I saw people from every area of the city of Boston. And as I talked to most young people out there, you had a dream or a vision. You're going to college. You're in sophomores in high school. You're juniors in high school. Want to be ambassadors to different countries, Ireland. Wanting to be nonprofit. We have some nonprofit leaders here in the room that created some nonprofits. And to do that, that's intimidating to start something like that, realizing that it's not always a positive thing. You might fail, but it's okay to fail as long as you try and you try hard. It's not okay to fail if you don't try. If you fail just by quitting. And I feel really good just standing out there. And it was nice to watch it because every now and then in my office where I am, you're living in a bubble sometimes. You're in there and people come in and say, oh, you're doing really good, things are great. And then you hear, things are horrible and things are good and things are bad and everyone has an opinion. But to come out sometimes to see young people and to see who you are and what you're all about, for me, it's the best part of my job. The young people in the city and the young people in this room tonight, you're smart. You're creative, you're driven. I've said this before, the council have heard me, but when I was a high school student, I wasn't driven. I was driven, but not in school. I didn't feel like I was smart in school. I didn't think I was creative in school. But when I got outside, I was driven to be successful. I wanted to do something, whatever that something was. And when I worked in my job, I had a part-time job. I worked for a stationery company downtown Boston. I loved it. And I love my job, so I wasn't driven necessarily in the classroom, but that eventually caught up to me and got me leveled off when I ended up going to college and going back to college after leaving for a while. All of you have that drive inside of you. Don't make the same, people that go before you make mistakes. And when they tell you about the mistakes, they're not lecturing you. They're giving you those mistakes because they want you to learn from them. I went to Suffolk University. I went for one semester. And big mistake I made is I left after the first semester. And it took me probably 10 or 12 years to get back to college after that. And if I only stayed in college at Suffolk University, God knows where I would have been. And it's kind of like I regret today, although I'm grateful I have my degree and I'm grateful for where my life took me, but it's also one of those things, listen to people and try and learn from them. If you have questions or you're challenged by somebody, ask somebody next to you. Just ask them. So what was that like? The council in the city of Boston, the Youth Council, represents 23 neighborhoods, all 23 neighborhoods of the city of Boston. So there's somebody from everywhere on it. And again, different backgrounds, different experiences. Some households have a mother, no father. Some have a father, no mother. Some have a grandmother, no parents. Some have both parents in there. All of those things, all those experiences are different. That's what makes us unique in the city of Boston. It's a part of our story, whatever that story is. And the Youth Council represents that. I want to thank all of you for the work. You make important decisions, and Youth Lead the Change. That's a program that we nationally and internationally recognize where I think we're one of the only, if not the only city in America and the world that actually give young people money out of the budget and spend it. It's not spent by me. It's not spent by the city. The city council has to finalize it, but they don't make the decisions on that. That's something important that doesn't happen in other parts of the country. And for me, it's a message to the other mayors around the country that I trust my young people in Boston because I see what you invest in, and it's always something that's amazing. The programs you invest in, we need to continue to move forward. And to the other young people that are not here, I think you have opportunities you vote on in school. So if you're in school, get active in it and say, okay, we want to see the money go different places. Through the Youth Council, there's committees. Those of you that are not on the Youth Council. They started a bunch of years ago, and the committees are workforce development, arts and culture, public health, public safety, education, civic engagement. This morning I had a cabinets meeting in the mayor's office. We have a cabinet meeting every Friday. Sitting around the table with the cabinet members for arts and culture, workforce development, public safety, public health, economic development. They mirror exactly what my cabinet looks like. And we talked about important issues. So I want to, again, thank the young people that are here. Whatever you do in your life, some of you get on the youth council and you want to run for office. I'm going to run for office someday. And maybe that dream will stay that way. But the only request I ask all of you is stay active and stay engaged. Stay active and stay engaged. Because this is important for us in the city of Boston, that young people stay engaged. Because you are the future leaders of our city. I remember when I was in high school, I wasn't on the Mayor's Youth Council, but I knew I had a vision for what I wanted to see Boston to be. And I didn't realize a few years later I'd be growing up running for public office. So tonight is a big night. Congratulations to everyone being recognized tonight. And to the people that aren't getting recognized tonight, you are recognized tonight. And thank you for being here as well. Because one of the most important things that I can do as mayor is make sure the young people of the city of Boston have every single opportunity in front of them to be successful. If I do nothing else as mayor, but somewhere down the road, somebody comes back to me and says, you know, I served on your youth council, I heard you speak at an event, and you gave me not hope, but you gave me a drive to continue to follow my dream, I would have done my job. So to all of you tonight, enjoy the night. Have a great dinner. I'm going to be here for a little bit. I can't stay for dinner because I have to go to another program. There's a fundraiser in Boston for Bridge Over Troubled Waters for homeless kids. And they're having a big gala tonight. So when I get there tonight, I'm going to just pass along the welcome from you guys and ladies, if you don't mind, when I get there. So thank you very much. Enjoy the night. And one more minute. I'm not going anywhere right now, yet. I think I'm going over here. Ruth is my boss, in case you ever noticed.
So give Mayor Walsh another round of applause, please. We'd like to thank our mayor for being a leader in youth development. And we know that he's leaving us very soon to attend another very important occasion with Bridge Over Troubled Waters. But we want him to be here so we can take this opportunity to award our first round of youth honorees, okay? So I'm going to turn over to Ruth so we can give out some really important awards.
All right. Did you want to read them, or did you? You read. You sure? Okay. I'm going to read them like Marty's voice. Impossible. All right. So, you want to stand over here for the picture? Sure. Yeah. Sorry about that, Rashad.
She tell me what to do as well.
I do. Janae, you around? Where? Oh, wow, you're fast. Okay, didn't see there. All right, so the first round, we're going to have 3 rounds of honorees this evening. Our first round of honorees, we are going to be announcing first the Mayor's Youth Council Member of the Year. So each of these awards, these first 4 awards, they were acknowledged by students. So students just on their own voted who they wanted to see as Youth Director of the Year, Deputy Director of the Year, Member of the Year. And that was really important to us. We felt as if it was important that youth connect with other youth who see the value in their work that they're doing. Of course, every member on the council is important, but it's also important that we especially recognize those who have been committed since the beginning of the council and been consistent through the entire year. And it's great to hear that your peers have also seen that and they acknowledge the value in it. So the first recognition is for Member of the Year. Certificate of recognition presented to Mohammed Abnor, Member of the Year, Mayor's Youth Council. Stand there. Nice people, stand there. All right. In recognition of your outstanding commitment to civic engagement and dedication to the Mayor's Youth Council, as a youth leader, you have elevated youth engagement and voice in the City of Boston. On behalf of the City of Boston Department of Youth Engagement and Employment, the Mayor's Youth Council congratulates you and thank you for your service. Best wishes for continued success in your future endeavors. Mayor Martin J. Walsh. Where's Janae? Janae, come on. All right. All right, congratulations, Mohammed. All right, our next award is for Deputy Director of the Year. Before I speak of this, I say who won this. This student, he is young, he's ambitious. You may have heard him speak earlier today. He is just so dedicated to the council. He's went above and beyond his committee, helping with other committees, and just doing whatever he needed to support not only the council, but our department. And we need more youth leaders like him. He's a great role model, and he's only like 16 years old, so that's pretty awesome. So this year's Youth Deputy Director of the Year is Min Mai. In recognition of your outstanding commitment to civic engagement, dedication to serving as the Mayor's Youth Council's Youth Deputy Director of Workforce Development, as a Deputy Director and leader, you have elevated youth engagement and voice in the city of Boston. Congratulations, and we thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Good job, men. All right. Believe it or not, this is actually our second year doing this, but I'm still shocked. We actually have 2 Youth Directors of the Year. And this happened because they literally got the same amount of percentage points, and we had to honor them both. And I also see the value in both of the work that they've done. Our first Youth Director of the Year has done exceptional work with the council. She's very dedicated, and not just on the council, but just with her own personal aspirations. It's important to see youth who are not just verbally passionate about their work, but they invest their time locally and academically in being successful. And to know her is to love her. She may come off a little serious at first, but she's got such a sweet personality. So this year's Youth Director of the Year is Laura Goodfield. In recognition of your outstanding commitment to civic engagement and dedication. Am I serious? Yes, serious. All right. Here you go. Thank you. There you go. So proud of her. All right, congratulations, Laura. All right. So this next Youth Director of the Year, this young woman has a powerful voice, presence, and just is all around awesome. And we are so ecstatic about having her as a member on the council. She has done amazing work this year. I'm not going to speak about it because I'm going to give her the platform and the space to talk about her work. And I remember when she first started doing this work this year, she wasn't too sure if it was going to take off the way that it did. But it did, and the council noticed it, and students not only noticed it, but they wanted to recognize her and to let her know that the work she's doing means so much, not only to the council, but students across the city. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Megan Malcolmus, Youth Director of the Year.
Hi everyone, my name is William Harney V, and as the Deputy Director of the Committee for Civic Engagement, it brings me great joy to share this evening with all of you tonight, and once again I would like to thank Mayor Walsh for joining us and applaud his committee to working with youth, and I, on a personal note, also hope to receive his support to lowering the voting age to 16. To continue our program, we'd like to ask everyone to join us at your table for dinner tonight. We'll be inviting guests to eat by each table. Tables 1 through 3 can go up to the buffet to eat now, and we'll follow through with the rest in order.